This is a video game about trains. This guy is unironically charging 50 hertabucks for a purple relic. We really can't have anything in space. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Before you come out lashing at me for talking shit about Genshin Impact, I suggest you take a step back, drink some water, and then you come back because I can feel the angry mob forming at my doorstep as we speak. This is not gonna be a video of me talking shit about Genshin Impact, don't worry about it. I just want to talk about the things that I think Honkai Star Rail does better than Genshin in terms of combat. Emphasis on think, because this is purely my opinion, right? You're able to disagree with what I'm saying. And yeah, I just wanted to confirm that, okay? Okay, let's go. Hello folks, Gappy here, and I'm a bit of a gacha guy. Not enough to spend actual money on it, but enough to have played over 600 hours of Genshin Impact. I'm not proud of it. Anyway, I can confidently say that Genshin left me in a bit of a burnout state, so it took me a while to get into Honkai's literal hype train, but alas, here we are. It was pretty much inevitable at this point. So, after playing this one for a bit, here's my honest and unbiased opinion on this game. Me likey. Yes, I am reusing my own jokes. I do not care. So anyway, here's how I think Honkai Star Rail does combat better than Genshin Impact.
Let's go! Let's go, lesbians, let's go!
I don't think you guys know this, but I'm a huge fan of turn-based RPGs, even though I haven't played any on this channel yet, but it's okay, let's move on. So, Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact work a bit similar in the way characters work. Every character has a basic attack, a special skill, and an ultimate skill they can use. The big difference comes from the way combat plays itself out, with Genshin being an action game and Star Rail being a turn-based RPG. None of what I just say is inherently bad. Like I said, it's 100% player choice, and it's okay to like one over the other. But here's the kicker. Team composition. In Genshin, you mostly stick to a set formula when creating a team. You have your on-field DPS character that is going to be doing most of the damage, while the rest of the team will be on support role, be it through buffs, heals, or even indirect damage. Of course, you can try other stuff, it just won't be as effective. On Star Rail, since the game pretty much requires every team member to actually have a turn on the battlefield, the concept of a single character doing the most damage goes out the window. I just hate that shit so much, it's actually insane. In this game, you can run an average team of a tank, a healer, and 2 damages. You can ditch the healer entirely and rely on tons of shields for defense. You can put 3 damage dealers on that bitch and end the battle as quickly as you can. Hell, you can even give Dunahan your entire reserve of skill points just because he's such a thirsty little dragon guy. My point is, there's a lot of variety to explore when creating a team in this game, but there's a catch. It makes you absolutely rely on that variety exploration to answer the ludicrous amount of combat scenarios thrown at you. That takes us to the next topic of discussion.
Hello! My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
In retrospect, I should have started the video with this topic, I'm not gonna lie. But my mind is disorganized as shit, and you're gonna have to put up with it. I'm sorry. You see, this game shares a lot of similarities with Genshin when you consider its core mechanics, especially the elemental weaknesses of the enemies you face. However, this is where my discontent with Genshin manifests itself, and it only got worse after I started playing Honkai Star Rail. So, let's rewind time back to 2020, where baby Gappy fell in love with a game that promises exploration and elemental puzzle solving in a scale that was quite similar to Zelda's Breath of the Wild thingy, right? It was a lot of fun, all was right with the world. No, it fucking wasn't. You see, baby Gappy had been playing the game wrong all this time. You see, the elemental puzzles were a huge part of what made Genshin for me, so I was approaching the combat scenarios with the same mindset, changing my team every time I needed to match my opponent's elemental weaknesses. That happened until a certain very cool character came along. A character so strong that elemental resistances started meaning nothing. I no longer needed to think or strategize. I could beat almost every combat situation with the press of a button. That character's name was
John Cena!
I'm so old, that shit is not even funny anymore. Yeah, no, the character was Child. Childe? Tortellini. That's it. My boy Tartarus had such a ludicrous amount of damage that everything that wasn't made entirely of water was dead in less than 10 seconds. Even the big bosses of the game didn't stand a chance. And that was when I realized that Genshin's combat was more about having a strong main damage dealer instead of elemental weakness management. Of course, there are some enemies that require that sort of management, like the dedicated elemental cubes and whatnot. But like I said, if an enemy wasn't strictly made of water, Pop-Tart could easily handle it. And I need to say that makes me incredibly mad. Like, why would you put these cool mechanics in your game if you're not gonna use it at its full potential? It just feels like you waste the potential it had. And also, elemental status effects, most of them in Genshin are pretty much about doing more damage now or doing more damage later. Cryo is the only one that has different effects on people, and back when I used to play the game, nobody used it. Especially when Dendro became the new meta and it had zero interactions with Cryo. Okay, calm down. I said I wouldn't talk shit about Genshin, and I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna do that. On Honkai Star Rail, the element weaknesses of enemies manifest themselves as a little bar under their health. It gets reduced as you deal elemental damage of the corresponding type. Once it reaches 0, the enemy gets broken. Their turn is delayed and they receive the status effects corresponding to the elemental type that triggered the break. Physical wind, fire and shock cause a damage over time to be applied on the enemy, each type with their particularities. Frost causes the enemy to lose their turn entirely. Imaginarian delays the enemy's turn even further while reducing their speed stats. And Quantum... Wait. I don't know what Quantum does. Okay, so... Quantum delays the enemy's turn while also applying damage over time that increases if the enemy is hit multiple times. Okay, there you go. Not only that, but you also have some status effects that are exclusive to your enemies, like Kafka's dogshit convert that makes your allies attack each other. I hate that. I hate that thing so much, it's unreal. These little details make the combat feel more flavorful and engaging, making you consider not only how strong your main damage dealer is, but also your team composition, the enemy's capabilities, and the flow of battle as a whole.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Both Honkai Star Rail and Genshin have this game mode that focuses exclusively on combat prowess, the Spiral Abyss and the Simulated Universe. Those are the absolute might testers, and they probably could be considered the endgame for both titles. Both of them have random elements in the form of passive boosters that you can obtain during it. However, the Honkai experience far outclasses Genshin's. While the latter has those random elements, it never feels like it makes an actual difference. It's just some plus thingy that helps a bit, but it's not gonna make any difference if your team is already busted. The former though?
Nanomachine, son!
The way the Simulated Universe passives work is by breaking the game entirely and making your team completely monstrous if synergized correctly with your character's capabilities. You have different passives relative to each one of the deities of the game, each one of them related to a character's class. Of course, some of them are better than others, depending on the situation you face. However, all of them are incredibly fun to use. I particularly enjoy using Preservation to combo with Shepard's shields. Not only it buffs the defensive capabilities of the shields, like capacity and duration, but it also can give you a passive that deals massive quake damage every time an enemy damages your shields. Thinking of new ways to absolutely break the game is always dumb fun to me. Of course, you absolutely need these broken passives to win. The bosses in this game are no joke, and most of them come with multiple phases, so you better be prepared for a long fight too. So yeah, I guess that's all I had to say for today. I'm enjoying this game a lot, by the way. I didn't think I would. So I'm probably gonna be doing more stuff on it later, probably a review video or something. If you like this video, drop a like, maybe subscribe if you can. If you didn't like the video, drop a dislike and tell me in the comments I'm shit. Also, if you play this game too, tell me your builds, tell me your character compositions, tell me how you play this game, right? There's a lot of new ways to play this game and I'm very interested in learning everything I can. And yeah, I guess I'll be staying right here for today. Thank you all so much for coming, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Yup.